Dumelang, Sanibonani. My name is Matsubani Sekhwali, and I thank you very much for making the time to watch this presentation. I know you got here because you got information either from myself or one of my team members with regards to the mini offering that we have going at the moment for week, and also what we've also called a pilot. So I just want to say that thank you for taking the time to join us here. I'm passionate about languages in general and African languages in particular. Comes from a number of different things that I've gone through in time. One day I was sitting with my cousins and we were busy sharing jokes in Sesotho. And at this point, I realized that just the extent of how much I'd lost in fluency in Sesotho at that point in time. This is when I was a teenager. Try as I might on that day, I could not figure out what was funny. I tried to translate back into English for myself, translate back to Sesotho. Now, of course, by this time, everybody has long stopped laughing. I stomached up the courage to ask, and boy, oh boy, yes, I did get a response, but for the rest of the afternoon, I felt like the butt of all jokes. And I was quite embarrassed, to be honest. Fast forward a few years later, I made a decision then to learn Sesotho fluently. I did this by just talking even as I was laughed at. I just stomached the courage to continue. I used books, self-taught, different type of materials to learn, TV, etc. Today, I speak 9 languages in varying degree of fluency. And also, I am no longer the butt of jokes. Instead, I use jokes and humor to teach languages such as Sesotho and isiZulu. So, in the next 8 minutes or so, I'm going to take you through 4 things. Just a brief overview of Rera Language School, what the content is that we want to cover in this pilot. The third thing is also then how we're going to be able to run this pilot in the 4 weeks. Fourthly, how you can be able to join. Firstly, let me give you a quick introduction of Rera Language School. I created Rera Language School with a clear purpose of teaching African languages in a manner that incorporates culture, fun elements of learning such as games and music. In doing all of this, it's important to me that we adhere to quality and satisfaction for our clients. We offer online and physical classes, first additional language curriculum for mainstream schools and for homeschoolers. Our lessons are applicable to children and to adults. Our physical and online classes are useful whether you do speak or do not speak a language that you aim to learn, whether you're looking to improve your learning in a specific language, or whether you speak the language well and you want to be able to get to a higher level, culture and understanding, etc. We used to have a lot of fun in physical classes, and like many businesses, we've moved most of our teaching online. In this time, our online teaching has been focused on individuals and very small groups of people, and mainly these people know each other. So it's people like family members and friends who come together to have classes at a specific time. We're asking you to join us in piloting our refined group approach, which is what we'll be sharing over the next 4 weeks of the course that you may join. Now that I've shared with you who we are and our intentions for this mini piloted offering, I want to share with you the content that we will be taking you through. The focus of all our teaching is to get participating students to not only understand, but to finally speak whilst having fun. There are 7 modules in each of our courses, which our customers love for their everyday practical nature. In the 4-week period, we'll be sharing only part of this. We'll be sharing with you the very first module, which we call About Me. This module covers greetings, emotions, likes and dislikes, and body parts, which I believe are the foundations for basic understanding in all our Southern African languages. Whether you enter this challenge for yourself or for your child, participating students will be speaking right from the first class and will grow in their language learning muscle to speak and understand over time of the contents that we're sharing, and obviously over a longer term to be able to be more fluent in the language. There are 3 separate language classes that we're offering. We're offering isiZulu, Sesotho, or Setswana, which you can choose to participate in one of them for the piloted period. Now that I've told you about the content, the third thing I want to share with you is how we plan to do this. We will have online group sessions on a weekly basis. So this is live coaching once a week throughout the 4-week period. This is an opportunity to be able to have peer learning and also to learn with a teacher who can be able to answer on the spot, answer the questions that you may have related to the content that you're learning. So these weekly sessions will take the form of 1-hour sessions online for adults. For teenagers, we're aiming to have them as 45-minute sessions, and for younger children, and when I say younger children, I'm talking about between roughly 7 to 12, these will be 30-minute sessions. Outside of the weekly classes, we will be sharing additional learning content that students need to go through. This is an important part of our work, as I firmly believe that class time is only a small part of learning time. The biggest, and I'd say perhaps the most important part of is practicing as much as possible. With this, having fun is an important aspect. So we will also be sharing a lot of fun content that you can be able to access. And this will be games. Some we might be using in class, some will not. It'll be extras. We'll be sharing songs with you. We'll also be sharing craft ideas that you can be able to make. When you have fun, you learn more, and you learn without realizing that you're actually learning. There are 2 things we'll be asking of you. We'll ask you to share your practices, and this will be by sending back work, perhaps for marking or for queries that you may be able to have for clarification, voice notes, worksheets, or a photo of the crafts of what it is that you've built. These will be different in each week and for each lesson type that we will be going through. We're also asking of you to be able to provide us feedback. How is this working at the end of each week? What works, what doesn't work? At the end of the 4-week period, we'll also ask you again to be able to give us constructive feedback for case studies, which we can be able to potentially use. You'll notice that I didn't mention live calls for children under 7. Young children can participate in the calls, but we find that a lot of them find it difficult to concentrate for more than 15 minutes. But that said, again, it would be good for them to join us in this. We have many satisfied customers with whom we've offered our language programs. Mostly large group sessions have been in physical sessions, and so your participation will be able to help us to learn a lot more. And what we intend to get out of this is that the students who participate will be able to not only speak, but also to understand the language that they've selected, have fun, have a taste of what it is that we offer, and also provide us with feedback. So, whether you're struggling to get your child to respond back to you in Sesotho, isiZulu, or Setswana, whether you're looking for a fun and interesting way for yourself or for your child to learn, or you're looking for content that will help you to learn, join us now. Go to www.rera.africa/contact.html. Again, rera.africa/contact. Fill in the form in there. I mentioned earlier that I've learned 9 languages over time, yes, in varying degrees of fluency. There's a time when I was tackling one of these languages and I got totally stuck. I just could not move beyond the greetings and the basics. I was fortunate enough to get introduced to a really great coach, or a language coach. She taught in a way that was so appropriate for me, movement songs. And sometimes we get stuck as we're learning a language. Sometimes we get stuck, we all get stuck as we're trying to get to the next level. I can be that coach for you. Let my team and I support you to get to the next level.